G'day folks, it's Cortezerino, and welcome to part 2 of the Rocket Factory tutorial. You see we have 2 towers here. That's because in part 1 we built this one over here, and it is completely empty, but gosh, it is a gorgeous looking tower, isn't it? So some people may have just wanted to build the tower, but if you're here for part 2, then you want to build inside of it. And if you haven't seen part 1, it will be linked in the video description. So inside of this tower, we will be building a rocket factory, which automatically crafts the rockets. So up here, we have an auto crafter making paper, and that gets spat into this one that makes our flight duration 1 rockets. So clearly we have a creeper farm above our heads to get the gunpowder, but we also have a sugarcane farm, and down here we have a chunk loader. So that sugarcane farm will be running every time you are logged on. And there's a ladder up the back so you can check how much goodies you actually have. So the chest on the left has our gunpowder, which we don't have enough of right now, so it's not crafting rockets, so that means we need to go for an AFK session right up the top to get our creepers to spawn. And on the chest on the right, we have our sugarcane. So you can see we have lots and lots here. So yeah, it's time for an AFK session if we want more rockets. And for the storage, I just have a big wall of chests, but I have left plenty of room here. So if you want to replace that with a shulker box loader instead, then you have plenty of room to build it. And if you're looking for the materials list to build this, it is linked in the video description of part 1, so I don't think there's any need to link it again. But I think that is enough talking. Let's get started. Alrighty, we're going to begin by placing some chests on these frog lights. So we're going to place 3 double chests like that, and I want you to build these up until they are 5 chests tall. So we're adding an extra 4 on top. And once that's done, you can come around the back of the chests, and I want you to place a hopper leading into the back of every single chest, just like that. Now grab some white concrete, and just behind the middle hopper, we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to place 7 ladders against that. Then you can climb up the top here. On top of the hopper on the left, we're going to place a barrel, then grab your hoppers again, place 1 leading into the side of that, and another one leading into the side of that. You can place a barrel on the final one, and a composter on that one. That'll just cut down on a little bit of lag. So that's how you should look. Then grab some bone blocks, and on top of the dirt, we'll place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the same on this side, place another 6 bone blocks, and smooth quartz stairs upside down, and then you can grab some smooth quartz slabs and place them above the chests. Okay, come back to your ladder, and just here next to the hopper we're going to place a dirt block and then another one right there, and that will have a stone brick on the end and a stone brick on top of that dirt. Now looking toward our ladder, we're going to place a comparator right there, and then hold shift and place another stone block above the comparator. Now come over to this side, and just looking over the top of our barrel, we're going to place a crafter right there so it's facing into the barrel. Then come around the back of the crafter, hold shift and place a hopper leading into it. Then you can place a stone brick against the dirt, and we're going to look in this direction and place a comparator right there. Okay, we're going to look at that comparator from this direction, so you might need to pillar up and hold shift and place a hopper leading straight into it. Then looking at the hopper from this direction, place an observer block with a shroom light on top. So this light needs to be able to conduct redstone. So you can use a jack-o'-lantern, but do not use a sea lantern. Then we're going to look at the observer from this direction and place another observer right there. And then we're going to swing around to this side and place a crafter just against the observer so it's facing into the hopper. So that crafter will spit into the hopper, and the other one's spitting into the barrel. Now grab a redstone torch, place it right there, and you can come around to this side, place another redstone torch right there, then hold shift, place a temporary block against the hopper. Underneath this torch, we'll do a hopper leading into that dirt block, You can break that, and we're going to lead another hopper straight into that one there. Then put a piece of redstone dust right there. Now inside of this hopper, just place a single dirt block. Okay, we're going to come back to the top of our ladder and look in this direction. And on top of that observer, place a comparator and another one right there. And just behind those, we're going to put 2 hoppers leading straight down into our crafters. And then we'll place a composter on top of the middle hopper. Then on top of this hopper that's closest to our door, we're going to place a double chest right there, so it's extending over our barrel. Then looking from the front, hold shift, we'll place 1, 2, 3 hoppers like that. And then on this side, we'll place 2, another 2, and another 2. So that's to collect the drops from our creepers. Now on top of the other hopper, what we're going to do is come up here, place a double chest just like that. And then around the back, we will place a hopper leading into the back of that one. And then we'll place another double chest just like that. So just double check you've done that correctly. Now, where the gunpowder is going to come down, we can open up this crafter. And I want you to select all of these boxes just like that. And then in this one, we're going to place a gunpowder. And in this one, we're going to place a piece of paper. Then you can jump over to the other one. What we're going to do is select the top row and the bottom row. If you have sugarcane, you can put some in each of those slots right now, but we're not going to bother just yet. And as we're building, a lot of stuff's going to drop into here, and we don't want it entering the crafter. So just place a block next to that hopper and then power it with a lever, and that'll stop anything from flowing down there. And we will remove that lever once we've finished the build. But for right now, you can remove those 2 dirt blocks. We don't need them anymore. So now you can come up to the top, and we're going to place a soul campfire on all 9 of these hoppers. Now, I want you to leave your campfires burning, but I'm going to put mine out just for the tutorial because that's going to get really annoying and you might not be able to see what I'm doing. So then looking from this direction, so just above our chest, against that middle campfire, we'll place a stone brick with a torch on top, and then we'll place an upside down stone brick stair just so we can still open that chest. And on this side, we'll do a brick, and then we're just going to surround our campfire with stone bricks. So just place 3 on each side, just like that. And then grab smooth stone slabs, and at the same height as the tops of those bricks, we're just going to fill in the entire floor. So when you get to this chest right here, just build around the chest. Okay, once you've filled in your slabs, we're actually trapped in here, so we're going to make a way out. So look toward the front of the build, that's the side opposite our chest. And over in this corner, you can place a dirt block with a stone brick on top. Then break that brick and those 3 bone blocks, and that's your way in and out. So now grab your dirt blocks, and all we're going to do is make a circle of dirt all the way around the outside. So just go 2, 1, 1, 2, and 5, and keep going until you've done a full lap. And once you've placed that single layer of dirt, you can come over to our chest, and next to the dirt, place a hopper leading straight down into the chest. And then we'll place a smooth stone slab against the top half of that hopper so we can still open that chest later if we want to. And then all we're going to do is fill in the floor with our bricks, and you can pick up that torch and move it up 1 block just like that. But just go ahead and do a single layer of bricks all the way around. And of course, don't cover up our campfires with the bricks. We need that hole there for our creepers. So now on top of the dirt that's running around the outside, we're just going to place a line of stone bricks all the way around just on top of the dirt. And once you've done an entire lap of the room, look over to where our torch is, and each side of that we're going to place a temporary block, and then we're going to place 1, 2, 3 fence gates, and then against the middle fence gate, hold shift, place a dirt block. But then continue to hold shift, we'll do 2 fence gates there, 1 in front and 2 right there. And then you can break your dirt blocks and open up all of our fence gates, and that will just stop water from flowing down and putting out our campfires. So now come over to our hopper on the back wall, place a chest above it, with another one to the side. Then on this side we'll hold shift, place a hopper leading into it. We'll do another double chest, and another hopper, and another double chest, and a hopper leading straight down like that. So that's just storage for all of our sugarcane. So we'll place a stone brick stair upside down there, and another one right there, and then a stone brick. Okay, now you can look over to the 2 dirt blocks that we have in each corner, remove those 2 dirt, and then replace that 3rd dirt with a stone brick. So go ahead, do the same thing in each of these corners where we have the dirt blocks. And then we are going to make a proper way out of this hole. So you can jump up here, and we're going to replace a brick right there, and then replace 2 of our bone blocks, and you can break that so we've got a higher doorway. Then come down here to our front door, grab some scaffolding, and right here we're going to build that up until we can't place any more. Then climb up your scaffolding, just remove that for the time being, put it away, we'll replace it when we're done. And then we're going to add a few more scaffolding here with a dirt block so we can get back into that hole. Then just on the inside of this hole, we're going to place another dirt block right there at the same height. And then we will do a stone brick, another one on that side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you should have 7 blocks here, and just make sure you've built it at the right height so it's next to the 2nd bone block from the bottom. And now we're going to extend our scaffolding. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3 scaffolding, and then place a dirt block. And we're going to do that 4 times in total. So we've done it once, we'll go another 3 scaffolding with a dirt, another 3 scaffolding with a dirt, and then another 3 and a dirt. Now we're going to add 5 scaffolding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you can pick up that slab and we'll place 2 dirt right there. Then I want you to climb down to this first dirt block we have here, and you can remove those 2 sandstone, and then we're just going to remove our bone blocks all the way down until we reach this one right here. So we're at that platform we just made. Okay, so we have these 4 blocks of dirt. We're going to build the same thing for each of these. So climb to any one of them. I'm going to start at the bottom, and against that dirt we're going to add 2 more dirt with a stone brick on the end. Then we'll do 1 on that side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side. So we've just built a matching platform to the one below, and you can place a torch on that one so nothing spawns, and just continue to do that. So 2 dirt with our brick, 1 on that side, 5 on that side, and you can place a torch in the middle. So go ahead and do it for this level right here, and this level right here. Alrighty, you should have 5 levels of these stone bricks now, all separated by a 2 block gap. So now I want you to come down to the bottom one, and just in line with our entrance here, we're going to place a trapdoor, and then hold shift, place a temporary dirt against the trapdoor with a stone brick on that side. Then you can break your dirt, and we'll place another trapdoor there. So if you were to flick them down, they look like that. But we're going to keep them as a little bridge for the moment. Now we're going to make a line matching those stone bricks there. So we'll place 1 stone brick on the end, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Then we're going to come out 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll come out 6 on that side as well. And then we're just going to make a square. So now we have a 7 by 7 square. And we're going to fill all of this in except for the middle block. So once you've filled all of that in, just in the center, we're going to place a smooth stone slab just against the bottom half of those bricks. And that's where our cat is going to sit later. And you can place a torch just opposite our doorway so nothing spawns up here. So now grab your stone bricks again, look toward the wall over here, and at the same height as our platform, we're going to place a stone brick there. Whoops, that was too high. There we go, that is the same height as our platform. And we'll do the same right there, and then we'll connect them. So we've just made a 7 block long line of blocks that matches that one there, and we're going to do this on every single side. So that's how you should look when you're done. So we've got our square in the middle, and then a 7 block long platform on each side with a 2-block gap in between our square and the platform. And we're going to build pretty much the exact same thing on each level. So come up to the next level, place a trapdoor in line with our door, with the temporary block, then the brick, and you can break that and place another trapdoor there. So that's how they would open up, but we're going to keep our bridge. And then you can do your line of blocks matching that line. So just do it right above that square we have below. And once again, fill in your square except for the middle block, but this time we're not going to place a slab there. We're just going to leave that completely empty, and you can pick up that torch and move it just over next to our hole like that. And from here on in, it is exactly the same. So at the same level as our platform, look over to the wall, place a block there and a block right there. So we're building it directly above the other platform below, and go ahead and do that on each side. And once that's done, we are going to just repeat this step here. So we're building exactly what we've built here, leaving that hole in the middle. So do it for this level, and this level. And this is how you should look when you're finished. So we've got 5 platforms for our creepers to spawn. And just remember to move the torch from there over to the center. So now on top of the top platform here, we're going to pillar up 2 blocks, place a stone brick right there, and then we're just going to make the square again. So we're just making the square, not the platforms on each side. And once again, go ahead and fill all of this in except for the middle block. And once that's done, go ahead and place your torch just opposite our doorways. So remember, we're not doing that other platform against the wall. We're just doing the square. And now we need to make a way out. So look over to where our doorways are, just against the bone block right there. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 dirt, and you can place another one right there. So when you break those 2 bone blocks, you'll find the top of our scaffolding, and you can climb down and remove those 2 dirt blocks that we used to pillar up. Okay, now we're going to place a bunch of trapdoors. So we're going to begin just underneath this top square. So come down to this level and then look over to our 7 stone bricks we have here. And we're just going to place a trapdoor against the top half of each of these bricks. So run around placing these on every single side. And then you can jump over to this side and we're going to place matching trapdoors against our square. So once again, do this on all 4 sides of the square. And once that's done, you can look up to the stone bricks just above our head, and we're going to place a trapdoor against the bottom half of these stone bricks. Make sure you don't fall in the hole as you're placing these. And also, there is no need to place a trapdoor over our hole, just leave that empty. But otherwise, we're placing a trapdoor under every single stone brick. And once you've placed all of those, you can go ahead and open up all of the trapdoors around the outside. You can leave your bridge there though, don't open those up just yet. But otherwise, open up every single one, except of course for the trapdoors above our heads. Don't open those up, just leave them as they are. So that's how you should look when you're done with trapdoors all the way around the outside and above our heads just there. So go ahead and do the same thing for every level below, except of course for down here where our fence gates are. Don't place any trapdoors here. Alrighty, so once you've done your trapdoors, we're going to continue building the same thing on every single level. So grab some carpet, and what we're going to do is place carpet on all 7 of our stone bricks. This is just to stop mobs from spawning, so do that on all 4 walls. Now down the bottom here, we've got an extra few blocks, but this is the only one that's different. So place your carpet along there and then just place one above the hopper and leave the others empty. That's the only different one. That is not on the other levels. Then for this section right here, we're going to place a carpet in each corner. And then in the middle of each wall, we're going to place a carpet just like that. So this is how you should look. Go ahead and do this on every single level. So you got your carpet in the middle square and your carpet along the 7 blocks on each wall. And you don't need to place carpet on top of this very top platform here, so you can stop at this level. But now we're going to come all the way down the bottom again to where we placed that bit of carpet on top of the hopper. So I want you to come in here, get above one of these stone bricks, and we're just going to start pillaring up, placing stone bricks as we go, and eventually you'll be stopped because of that dark oak shelf right there. So what I want you to do is break that dark oak shelf and replace it with a stripped dark oak log, but then you can continue to pillar up with your bricks and keep going as high as you can. So we're going to be stopped by that dirt. Then you can replace that dirt with a stone brick. And we're going to do the exact same thing just on the other side of the carpet. So we're going to come up with our bricks again. When you get to the shelf, replace the shelf with a stripped dark oak log, and then keep going with your bricks all the way up and replace that dirt with a brick. Then pick up that dirt and replace that with an oak fence gate. And if you want to, you can replace the dirt behind that fence gate with a brick just to make it look a bit nicer. So our sugarcane's going to flow along here, hit that fence gate and drop straight down. So make sure you leave that closed, don't open it up. But there is a chance that our sugarcane could get stuck on top of that shelf. So what we're going to do is just do a line of our dark oak shelves all the way up and stop just underneath our gate. Okay, I want you to come over to our very top platform here. And just on one side of our hole, we're going to place a stone brick and then a stone brick over the top of the hole. Next to that, we'll do 2 powered rail, then a stone brick there, and we'll place a lever on that, and you can place a minecart right there as well. And then we're going to climb out of our building, and hopefully you've been breeding your cats. So we need at least 5, but breed a few more just in case we lose one. So what we're going to do now is just let them all sit up, and then you can climb up your scaffolding to the very, very top level, and hopefully all of our cats will appear up here. So as they come in, just get them to sit down. Come on, kitties. And if one appears on a lower level, so all 5 of mine made it here. If one appears on a level down there, that's super easy. Just go down there and get him. And we will sit you down. Will you sit down? There we go. We've got them all. And now we're going to start putting them into place. So we're going to power that minecart and just try and push one over. Can you go over? He'll get in. There we go. And then pick up that block and he will drop all the way down to there. Okay, so you can come down to the bottom level and there's our kitty. So just crouch down and just above his head against the bottom half of that stone brick, place a smooth stone slab. That's to catch the next minecart. And still crouching just against the top half of that torch, you can place a trapdoor so it's right above the cat's head. And now you can climb back up to the very top, and we're going to repeat the process. So you can replace the stone brick above the hole, put your minecart back in, and it's still powered. And we will push in our next kitty, break the block, and he will get stuck on the next level. So just keep going until you've placed all 5 cats. And once you've dropped your final kitty into place, you can come along and instead of a slab this time, we're going to place a stone brick in the roof. And then just above the cat, again, place your trapdoor. And then you can climb back up to the very top level. And we don't need this stuff here anymore. You can remove it. And now we're just going to extend this top platform all the way to the walls. So continue out with your stone bricks. And just make sure to get underneath those dirt blocks as well. So you'll have to just reach under there, but then you can just go ahead and fill in this entire area with our stone bricks, and you won't be able to place it where that shelf is. So we're just leaving that little hole underneath our fence gate. Alrighty, once you've filled in the entire floor, we're going to climb back down our scaffolding. And I want you to jump off just where this last bit of dirt is. So we're directly below that window. And we're going to break 3 sandstone here. So 1, 2, 3, just below the center of that window. And then you can look down here and place a dirt block. So now we're on the bottom level and we've got a little way to get back out. And just remember, your campfires need to be lit. Mine are not, because it will be annoying for the tutorial. So now grab some ice blocks, and just in the corner below the bone, we're going to place some ice there, and we'll place some there, and we'll do the same in each of these corners. And then along the 5 block long wall, we're just going to place 2 ice blocks in the corner like that. So we'll do the same either side of our dirt. We'll do the same here. And then over here where our chests are, we can still place them on each side of the chest and hoppers. And then we are just going to break these to release the water. Now I'm in creative, so when I break that, it's just going to disappear. But when you do it, as long as you're not using Silk Touch, the water should flow. But all I'm going to do is just replace them with buckets. So once all of these are broken, you will see our water will go all the way to the center. So just make sure not to fall in the hole, because that will be bad. But once you've placed all of those, your water should flow to the center nicely. So then you can jump on your dirt block to get out and remove that dirt block, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to replace those 3 smooth sandstone, so our doorway's gone, and get back on your scaffolding and come back up to this first level. And we're going to start turning out the lights. So you can break that torch, come over your bridge, and remember to flick those 2 trapdoors down. And then we're going to break that dirt block. Make sure to remove that, otherwise something will spawn right there. And now we're just going to pillar up with bone blocks. So we've got a dirt above our head, just quickly break that, and we'll pillar up 1, 2, 3 bone blocks, and you can get rid of that dirt block there. Come along to this level, we'll break the torch, come back in, remember to do your 2 trapdoors, and of course remember to get that dirt. Do not leave that dirt there. Then we'll come up, we'll break the dirt above our head, 1, 2, 3, break that dirt, and we'll do the torch again. So a little bit repetitive, but I just want to keep reminding you to break that dirt block. And the next level, get rid of the torch again, flick your trapdoors down, you can get rid of the dirt each side here, and the one above our head, and we are nearly done. So this is the last torch. Just double check it is all dark down there. Yes, it is. Get those trapdoors and break that bit of dirt right there. Don't break this one because we're going to need to stand on it. And this time, the last 2 blocks are not bone blocks. These are smooth sandstone. And we are all done. Okay, now we're going to build our sugarcane farm. So come to the top of your scaffolding and we'll come in the door, and you can just remove those blocks because they will be in the way. So look over to our fence gate, and each side here against the dirt, we're going to place another dirt block, then 1, 2 stone bricks on each side. Now put your back to the fence gate, and right here we're going to place a dropper, and then into the side of the dropper we're going to place 1, 2, 3 hoppers on that side, and another 3 on that side. So what I build against these hoppers, build the same thing against those. So put your back to the wall. We're going to place 2 hoppers leading into those. And then on this side, we're going to place another 2 lines of hoppers and just keep building these as far as we can go. So we'll run into the wall there. And then here you can place an extra one. So that's how it looks. Go ahead and build the exact same thing on this side. Alrighty, once you've done your 2 lines of hoppers, I want you to come back over to your dropper. And just in front of it, we'll place a bucket of water right there. So anything it spits out will go down the hole. And then come over to our torch right there. We're going to place a stone brick next to that and then a frog light. And you can remove your torch. We need the frog light in here because mobs will spawn on the sugarcane. So that will just stop them from spawning. So now come over to here, and just behind the dropper, we're going to place a comparator. That will lead into a stone brick, and behind the stone brick we'll place a redstone repeater and put it on maximum delay. And then just all around here in the center, we're just going to fill in this area with stone bricks, just like that. Then come over to this gap on the side, and next to our hoppers we're going to do a line of stone bricks, and then you can fill the rest of that in with dirt. And we'll do the same on this side as well. So next to the hoppers, we'll do a line of bricks. And then this is all empty space, so just fill that in with dirt. Okay, so look over to the wall where our doorway is, and right in the center here, we're going to start from the bone blocks and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks of glass, and then a sticky piston just against that last glass. Then on this stone brick, we're going to place a dirt block. Looking from this direction, we'll place an observer there, and from the opposite direction, another observer, and you can break that dirt block. Then behind this observer, we're going to place 1, 2 glass blocks. Then against this wall, you can place dirt on top of the dirt, and then we'll do stone bricks right there. And we can test if this dropper is actually going to work. So we'll just throw an item into the hopper, and we should get that happen. So that goes across, our dropper clicks, and the item gets spat out. So now we're going to grab some mud blocks, and not on top of the hopper that's just next to our dropper, but on top of every other hopper. We're just going to place mud blocks. So place them all the way along in a big line, just like that. And on this side, we're going to do the same thing. So just run them all the way to the very end. So that's how it should look. Just remember, don't place them on top of those 2 hoppers. So now come along to our dirt blocks here, and we're going to place a line of stone bricks all the way along there. And then in this gap in the end, we're just going to place dirt. And this is a little trench for our water. So you just go ahead and fill all of that up. You can use a bucket here rather than ice if you want. And on the opposite side, we are going to do the same thing. So we'll do a line of bricks there, and then 5 dirt, and then grab your buckets of water and fill all of that in. And then in this other space here, we're just going to fill this in with water as well. So do a line of water all the way along above our hoppers as well. And on this side, do the same thing all the way along. And that should form a source block in between our 2 observers. Okay, come back over to where our fence gate is down there. And just above the dirt and the stone brick, we're going to place 2 stone bricks and another 2 right there. Then on top of that glass, we'll place another glass with an extra 1 each side. So we're just leaving a hole right there. Then from this glass, we're just going to run this all the way along, covering up all of our water. And we will do the same on this side. So just covering up the water just like that. Then on the other side of the mud, just above our water, we're going to run a line of stone bricks all the way along. And then just in here, this is all dead space. So just go ahead, fill that in with dirt. And we'll do the same on this side. So above our water, we'll do a line of stone bricks and then fill the rest of this space in with dirt. And on top of this dirt we just placed, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more dirt. Then in front of that, we will do a line of stone bricks, and those stone bricks will have redstone dust on top. And then on top of all of these stone bricks just in front, we're going to put a line of pistons all the way along like that. And you can turn around and do the exact same thing right here. And once you've done that, come along to this hole we have at the end. We're going to place another 2 stone bricks there and another 2. Then on top of the glass, place a brick. So we're still leaving that hole. And from this brick, we're just going to run our stone bricks all the way to the end. And all of those will have a piece of redstone dust on top. Then against those bricks, we're just going to place some pistons all the way along. And on this side, we will do the exact same thing. And then you can come over to the side, and on top of that dirt, we're going to place another 5. And then on top of the pistons, we'll start with 2 stone bricks, then skip a block and place a brick every second block, and you can finish with another 2 stone bricks. Then we are going to stand on our redstone, look in this direction, and place in 4 observer blocks, just like that. So go ahead, build the exact same thing on this side. And then in the center, come over to where our hole is, and we'll place 2 stone bricks there, and another 2. Then on top of the pistons, skip the first one, but then place a stone brick every second block. And on the other side, do the exact same thing. And then all we're going to do is stand on top of our redstone, and in all of these gaps, we are going to place observer blocks. Just make sure they are all facing in the correct direction. And now we're ready to plant our sugarcane. So just go ahead and plant one on every single mud block, and don't forget to do it on both sides. And once you've planted everything, come back out your hole and replace the 2 bone blocks. And then we're going to add 5 scaffolding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then at that height, just place 2 dirt blocks. We'll break those bone blocks. And this is our new entry point. So what we're going to do now is just above all of our observers, all we're going to do is fill in the entire floor with stone bricks. Just make sure you leave a gap where our hole is right here. And once that's done, go ahead and place a frog light right in the center of the room. Now, if you want to, you can actually finish right here because we're loading this chunk all the time. That is probably enough sugarcane for you, but for this tutorial, I'm going to build another level and all the drops will go down there. But yeah, if you want to save materials, you can actually stop right here. And just make sure if you do decide to stop right here that you skip to the end of the video because we still have some work to do with the automatic crafter. But now we're just going to continue building a new level. So come along to where our hole is, and each side of that place a stone brick with a piece of dirt on each end. Then skip a block from the hole and place a temporary dirt block. And we're going to look from this direction, and against that place a dropper so it's facing toward the hole. And you can break that block, and we'll put a comparator right there with a stone brick in front. And then coming from that, we will do a repeater on a 4-tick delay with a stone brick in front of that. Now into the side of the dropper, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 hoppers, and we'll do the same on that side. And from the last 2 hoppers here, we're just going to build hoppers along as far as we can go. So just stop when you reach the wall. And of course, do the exact same thing on this side. And once you've built both of those, in between our 2 lines of hoppers, we're just going to fill in all of this area with a single line of stone bricks. So a single level, just go ahead, fill all of that in. And then on each side, just next to our hoppers, we will do a line of stone bricks all the way along. And then in this gap, just go ahead and plug it up with dirt. So go ahead and do the same thing on this side. And then come back to our hole in the floor, place a stone brick each side with a glass in the middle and another in front. Then on top of the dirt, place 2 more dirt and place a 3rd one in between the comparator and the repeater. Then look from this direction, place an observer, look the other way, place another, then break your dirt block. Then starting on top of the frog light, place a glass, and we're just going to place 7 of them all the way along until we connect to the wall. Then look at the glass block from this direction and place a sticky piston. Now grab some mud, and starting here where the dirt block is, we're just going to cover up all of our hoppers all the way along. So just keep going until you reach the wall, but we're not covering that one right there. So same here, leave that one alone, but cover the rest with mud. And now our doorway is a little bit small, so you can remove an extra bone block so we can get out there later. So now come to the side where our dirt is, and on the longer line of dirt, we are going to do a line of stone bricks, then 5 dirt just there. Then grab your water buckets and fill all of that up like so. And we will do the same on this side. So a line of bricks, a line of dirt, and then a line of water. And then we just need to place water in the middle as well. So place it all the way along there, and your dropper will click as the water flows over the top. And just double check that this is firing correctly. So throw a random item onto your mud, and that should click away. Okay, so grab some stone bricks, come over to where our hole is there, and we're going to place 5 stone bricks, then another 5 and another 5 on top. And then on top of those, we're just going to do 5 smooth stone slabs. Now with glass blocks, we're going to start just above our water and run it all the way along until we connect to the wall. And we'll do it above this water here as well. So run it all the way along. Then come to the side, and above the water here, we're going to do a line of stone bricks all the way along. And just behind that, just go ahead and plug it all up with dirt. So go ahead and do the exact same thing on this side. So cover the water with bricks and then fill in the hole with dirt. And then on each side, we're going to do a line of 5 dirt. In front of that, we will do a line of bricks, and they will all have redstone dust on top. Then starting against the bone block, we're going to do a line of pistons all the way along. So go ahead and do the same on this side. And then in the center, we're going to skip that first stone brick, but against the second one, we're going to place a line of bricks all the way along, and each of those will have a piece of redstone dust on top. And then against the side of our bricks, we're going to do a line of pistons here, and of course do the same on the other side. And staying in the center, come along to where we have our line of slabs, and we're going to skip the first piston, but then place a stone brick, and just place one every second block until you reach the wall, and do the same above these pistons. And then we're just going to fill up the gaps with our observer blocks. So do it on that side, turn around, look the other way, do it here as well. And then over on the side walls, we're going to start with 5 dirt blocks. And then on top of our pistons, begin with 2 stone bricks side by side, and then skip a block, place one every second block, and finish with 2 bricks side by side. Then you can look in this direction and place 4 observer blocks, just like that. So go ahead, do the same on this side. And now we are ready to plant our sugarcane. So just go ahead and plant a single one on every single mud block. And then you can grab some smooth stone slabs, and starting next to those other slabs, we're just going to go ahead and fill in the entire ceiling. And when you're doing that, just make sure you leave one hole in the floor, probably next to your doorway so you can get out, and you can fill in the ceiling there, and grab some bone blocks and plug up that gap as well. So now you can remove all of your dirt and scaffolding. So when we get to here, you'll need to replace the smooth stone slab. And as we get a bit lower, we'll also need to replace one of our shelves, which is just above our head there. So replace your pale oak shelf like that, and get rid of the rest of the scaffolding. Okay, we're going to make our ender pearl chunk loader. So come along to the back wall. Skip the first block there, but then break the second one. And we're going to break 7 blocks in total. So we've already broken 1. We'll go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then jump up and place a soul sand. Then look up and against the concrete, place a bucket of water. And then you can place kelp all the way up so it's making source blocks. And then come back down the bottom and break the bottom kelp, and you'll get shot out of the hole. Then just crouch, come to the edge of the hole, and throw your ender pearl, and it should bob along nicely. Okay, now we are going to get our automatic crafter up and running. So you can climb up to the top of your ladder and check this chest right here, and you should have items stuck in there, because that's where we put the dirt block with the lever to stop anything going in. So here you can remove any items that you've accidentally dropped while you were building, and then there should be a bit of sugarcane there ready to go. So you can go ahead and release that, and the sugarcane will enter. Now the first crafter here is starting to fill up, but just check this hopper in front, because yep, there we go. We have some sugar in there. We don't want that, so just remove that. And from here on in, we should get only paper. And you should have a little bit of gunpowder in there already from a few creepers spawning. But as long as you've got paper coming into this middle hopper and it's filling up here, then that is ready to go. As soon as this crafter fills up, you should start producing rockets. So the best thing to do now is just to go for an AFK session up the top, and this thing should start running beautifully. So that is it. We are all done. Thanks for watching, and make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.